Roll call. Campbell.
Yes.
Eddie, yes. Whalen.
Yes.
Waldee.
Yes.
Yes.
DeShano.
W's still say off, yes. The W's.
Give notice to Grid 4, Part A, for cancellation of contract.
Okay, so the cancellation, or actually, I'm sorry, the contract end date, I believe is April 26th. This is the contract that they auto-renewed with an inappropriate signature without any notice to us last year. So we have to give them at least 60 days.
Which is 26.
Yeah, so we need to get this to them as soon as possible. I just want to make sure that we can get out of that contract. Obviously, it has not been a great relationship with them as far as the service that they have provided. And they're also, I'm finding out, pretty expensive for that lack of service as I'm getting bids from other companies. So I would like to make a motion to give notice to Grid 4 for the termination of the contract on April 26th.
I'll second it.
Roll call. Waldee.
Definitely yes.
Eddie, yes. DeShano.
Yes.
Whalen.
Yeah.
Get everyone. Campbell.
Yes.
Good. Okay, Part B, proposals.
So we have one from Applied Innovation and one from Crescendo. The Crescendo one came in a little bit later. This was actually Hayden considers them one of their preferred partners. So they had put me in touch with them. Been working with Applied Innovation for a while, trying to get this bid together. But comparatively, I don't know if I'm as impressed with it when I compare it to Crescendo. There's a difference as far as the phones. Applied Innovation is supplying all of the phones with the exception of the cordless for the living quarters of the fire department. And this would be an upgrade. Actually, on both of these proposals, we would get rid of the cordless phones in the office. They're very difficult to work with as far as if we just happen to grab it and being able to get them to function properly. So we would be replacing 2 of the cordless phones with actual desk phones, including in the clerk's office, so they could each have a desk phone. Same as in the treasurer's office, so that they're a little more functional. There's a lot more capability with both of these services. One of them being the ability to accept text messages from our phone line. So we could actually text people back for those that just want to ask a quick question. They do have some additional capabilities like video meetings and some soft calling features. There's a lot of different stuff. At the end of the day, I think that the Crescendo offer gives us a little better coverage because the phones are actually leased, so we have better coverage for them if anything were to go wrong, versus the phones being provided for free, but they're a little bit lesser of a model. In addition to that, if you look at the last sheet here for Crescendo, they are almost $100 less per month than we're currently paying, whereas Applied is going to be about $25, $27 more even than Crescendo would be. So we end up having a pretty significant savings by making the switch and better service. And I have talked with both of them because of the service concerns with Grid 4 that this needs to be, for lack of a better term, kind of a wash and wear system where we just work with the engineers, we get it set up and it's ready to go. And specifically with Crescendo, what they're telling me is that if we have anything that we're having difficulty with, we can just call them and they will do it while we're on the phone with them. Whereas with Grid 4, that was never the experience that we actually had. So it made it very difficult.
So this will elaborate in HD quality. So is this like come through the computer just like it's come in now? That we would be able to do video conferencing and stuff?
There's an additional fee if we choose to do that, and I think that with the other stuff, we can add that on if we chose to. However, if we actually get working with Hayden and get rid of Samsung, we start using Outlook, then we would have a package that included Teams, and we wouldn't necessarily have to do that. That's a possibility. So we have a few different options, at least, this
Right.
way, with how we could have that type of service available. So I know a lot of times people are like, oh, I'll set up a Teams call again. It's like, oh, we don't have Teams. So
right.
it just hasn't ever been part of our system. So I think we could look at that from a few different angles to find out what the best service would be. So unless anybody has any more questions, it does take a minimum of 45 days to get this set up and ready to go. When they arrive, they're already going to be all set up. So it should just be a matter of plugging them in. We do get a 15% discount on Crescendo for being a government agency. They've also, oh, that's the other part I forgot. There's no upfront cost with them at all, no shipping or anything. Applied Innovation does have upfront costs. So it's actually just, it seems to be a better deal all
So it's
across the board.
for example, it's the 261, and then we get 15% off of that?
No, that's with it.
Oh, okay. You got me excited when you said 15% off. Like, okay.
No, it was already built in.
Do you get a military discount for having a couple military guys on the board too?
Hey, you knew where I was
No,
going.
that was a bonus.
On top.
I didn't know about that.
I gotta ask. Gotta ask.
I'll make a motion for DeShano.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Roll call, DeShano.
Yes.
Eddie, yes. Waldee?
Yes.
Whalen?
Yes.
Campbell? Yes. Meeting schedule.
All the things I forget this year.
Actually, some of them land on days that don't really benefit me.
You always have to throw the rain, don't you?
I think Juneteenth is on a Friday. So I'm doing how much is that? In keeping with the propane resolution, we're all double top at this point.
I'm letting the entire board know now that this meeting around the June 22nd timeframe, I'm 99% sure there's a wedding that I'm going to have to do that during that time frame. I don't remember the exact date. I will confer with the board as we get closer, but I think it's around the 22nd of June.
Yeah. A motion to accept.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Zoning administrator.
After Brad had said, I tried around here and all the way downstate. I was frustrated. I called John Hamilton, our current, doing our master plans, and he was been helping with zoning too. And he said he might have a guy, and he's worked with him in the past. He's actually out of Auburn, and we run a couple different ideas by him, or I ran a couple different ideas by him, and this is what we come up with. He's going to give us a 3 or 4 month trial with this guy. I guess he does it for a living. The zoning has done stuff, and he's going to be hired through Lapham Associates firm. We'll pay $50 per hour for him. He will link to our email along with Don Hamilton. Don expressed that as much zoning stuff as he was doing, it should save us money, because this guy will be able to handle, probably field 80-90% of the questions. He said this guy's $50 an hour for us, Don was $150 an hour. He said so it should alleviate some right there. And gonna do a trial 3 or 4 month run to see how it goes for us.
I have a question for you. Do you guys consider Ace up north? Not that I'm a fan of them, but there's a pink counting and Fraser uses.
No, I didn't know about Ace either.
Ace is like a separate entity that does all their inspections for them.
Yeah.
Backus does like some building and stuff inside the office, but they have Ace as like a building inspector that goes around. So I mean,
Is
you
that
call it
code
up too.
enforcement?
Huh? Yeah, Ace, it's area code enforcement. Yep.
Yeah.
Just an idea. I don't know how much they charge. But
I think the Latham was actually the savings in the end.
But it don't matter. I just was mentioning that.
No, and it might be an option we have to go with ultimately anyway, but thank you.
So, so did he tell you who this gentleman was at all?
Nope. He just said he was real comfortable dealing with them and had worked with them a lot in the past.
And he would be their employee, so
He's their
we're
employee.
paying a set amount, we'll have no withholding or
No
anything.
workers' comp.
And no workers' comp, any of the additional stuff, which actually is a big savings.
And as far as the phone and email, they said we could forward our
Yeah.
zoning phone to his.
Exactly. And that in and of itself, nobody is handing out their private phone.
And he seems pretty positive about it. And he said, I've been answering. He said, we did a lot of zoning work. He says, I really think it'll save you money even with me in the long run to make work that.
So, aside from what you said, I talked with Don last week. He had called me, told me that you were looking into this, and he told me he knows a zoning guy, and he wanted off the phone with him when he told you who he felt the zoning guy was, a good one. He said the guy who you had he felt really good. And he told me today, because I had told him, I said, Don, the zoning administrator, I didn't receive any communications. And he says, well, I sent them to Brian last week. And I said, I didn't receive any in my agenda packet.
We know. Right.
So, I'm just letting you know that he said that he sent it to your personal email today and you got it.
No, I got it off the work one, or not the trustee one today. I didn't get anything. I don't know what went wrong.
So what I'm going to make a point is he told me who the gentleman is. This gentleman is the one who brought the marijuana ordinances to Calhoun in 2018, and throughout many different communities. I know who he is. He's a fine, respectable person. I just wanted to make sure the board knew who this person was, if you didn't. Don said it is his goal in a few months to have Dennis back working for us. That was his statement to me.
Don also said he didn't give Dennis permission to write a concrete permit.
He said he told Dennis had the permission in the zoning ordinances what Dennis told me. He didn't give him the
Don
permission.
says a little different, Brad, and we all get different stories from different people.
Yeah,
That's why again, we're in a lot of these situations.
That's
So we
for
got
sure,
someone.
but
We got
he's-
someone that's accountable. You are amazing. I'm recognizing it.
Oh.
And they're going to supply them. Okay? And we're going to try this for 3 or 4 months. I think it's a good idea. Because every other big thing we've touched, we've redone. And you, as our chief guy, have missed a lot of loopholes and a lot of cracks here.
Really? Can you
No,
make that list?
All right,
No.
let's just, the question
Just
on
a point of order. We'll start back. Point of order.
I will make a motion to accept the 3 to 4 month contract with Latham and Associates to provide a zoning administrator for Calhoun Township.
Yeah, I will second.
Now we go into discussion. I think that we should be hiring one of the two people who applied for it. It's
There's
just
a
my
motion on the
statement.
floor.
No, we're
Well, I'm discussing the motion. It's the way
And the motion is
rules
about
are.
Latham and Associates.
Did I put my 2 cents in? Did I feel that we should have hired out with what the cost was going to be? This is going to cost us a lot.
No, it
It'll
isn't.
actually
It's
be
a
less
lot
without
less.
the workers' comp. It will be less because we've got litigation that's now going on because of holes that were in previous decisions. And if we have our planner working with our zoning administrator, we will reduce our liability, and some of this liability falls on them versus all on us. That is a big, if their employee is making the decision, the liability will mainly fall on them versus us.
So are you going to respect the decision when this company, Dennis ran into problems, Charlie, when a complaint came in against your property?
Really?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with LAP?
So are
Point
you
of
gonna be
order.
okay with-
Point of order, there is a motion on the floor. I'd like to call for a roll call vote, please.
Whalen,
Yes.
DeShano,
Yes.
Eddie, no. Waldee,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Township Hall Task Force, is this what my request turned into, Brian, when I asked for what I wanted on the agenda?
I don't know, I asked you for specific, but for an agenda, you kind of just
Put hall bids
wave your hand. We'll
back open?
Yeah, that opens for discussion for it, yes.
Okay. What is the, how long is the Hall Task Force, and what's the plan with it?
I think it would be, since we have proven not to be able to get together and come up to names with the hall in almost a year, to get to put together a subcommittee or a task force of 10 of our citizens to come up with a point of attack for our hall. I don't think any of our bids are valid for over a year ago. We usually don't last more than 90 days nowadays with supplies. And we get a crew together. Up in the current, I really liked Sue Cooley when she taught. And I was going to ask her, but she's got some stuff happening. And I was going to give it a little bit more time to ask her if she would like to form a committee, at least another week or two at a time, and to attack the hall, because we have had a full year and we have not.
I asked for her to be on my committee when that was, but I seen where the committees were heading, so. So what is it, 10 people on the Hall Task Force?
I don't know the proper number, so yes, that's something for us to discuss.
Did the board not have a whole, Charlie and Lori were there, we had it all taped out on the floor, thanks to Charlie. We're reinventing the wheel, or you guys are reinventing the wheel that we already have in place. Why don't you put that same stuff out to bid, Brian? Redid.
I don't know about the tape thing, but
The tape
Lori,
thing
Charlie.
was when we first looked at this, we had town hall, we said, it'd be nice if we had a little bit of a storage area versus the way there's a storage, but it's not, because it's really not secure, because you can go right up over the walls, but you go to the ceiling, take that out of the bar, restore the bar to where it was, and the main hall on the east wall come out approximately 10 feet, and put a closet across there, and then we have double doors on each end, so all tables, all chairs, and right now we have election equipment stored over there, and they can be stored in a secure area. We investigated different options, replace the windows because they are definitely outdated, replace doors because they are definitely delaminated in different places, take the hot shots out of the ceiling. There's a little debate whether air-to-air versus rooftop units. Rooftop units create a little bit of a cost issue because that bid was quite high, and another heating guy said you could actually put vertical units in and it would reduce the expense. You'd still have central, you could just do a couple wall units for when the heat would just be so extreme, and that would be the more economical way with 2 vertical cisterns. But replace the floor throughout, deep clean the kitchen. We weren't looking at going any further in the kitchen than that. The senior room, I actually went and talked to the seniors. They're like, we don't really need much because the room don't look that bad. You can strip the floor. You could always paint the paneling. There's ways to make the place.
General maintenance.
Dress the pig per se. And because that's just like, for instance, we could go into the foyer and put carpet on the floor, paint the walls, new ceiling tiles, and new lighting, because the foyer last week for the election was extremely dark.
Yep.
And lighting throughout the whole building has been looked at as a major, let's get the lighting redone, because the fluorescent versus, you know, cans for public safety just around the perimeter when people shut all the lights off, you know, and they're dimmable. Things like that. Those were kind of where we were at.
So we already have the ball rolling instead of 10 people reinventing.
We had the
what
ball rolling.
The community worked on.
We had the ball stopped. One wants verticals, one wants walls, one wants storage. I like the pergola room throughout the back. I like storage out the other.
There's
I know,
lots
but
of good ideas. The problem is there has to be able to be respectful discussion about everybody having ideas and have them considered. And if that's not happening, then it's hard to move forward. So,
The bids are still here somewhere, correct, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
they're
but
all-
it's a
No, but you can put them.
it's a matter of pulling the trigger
What
on a
is that word?
sequence.
Well, they've
Well,
already paintball made references and wanted to rebid.
I'd like to get it bid as a project, to be honest with you. Because doing ceilings before walls or doing plumbing after ceilings, and there's a sequence to do stuff. And,
Insulation should be first.
yeah, and I think but that's where we're at, and this is where it dies every time.
So, Calhoun Township Hall Task Force creating
Game plan.
10 plus people.
I don't know. I think 10 is just a number that was thrown out there. I think we need to see that we have people with the proper basic knowledge and investment to be able to really have informed
Can I say something? If you get
information.
10 people in there, it's going to be
That's
too
true.
many
I agree.
eggs in a basket.
Yeah, I agree with that.
5.
7 is max.
Yeah.
5, 6
Statistically,
people is more
yeah.
than sufficient.
I think so as well.
5 is a good number. And the reason why 5 is a good number is because it's an odd number.
Yep.
7, but
Don't
again, now
matter.
you run into that.
Yeah, 7 is the max when it comes to.
Yeah, 7 is a max. I agree with you. 7 is the max. 5 is a good round number. I would prefer if they all had some kind of construction ability, because people that know how to work with their hands can see a bigger problem. They know how to work together,
Yeah.
and they
so-
know what needs to be started first and finished last.
Are you going to give this task force the autonomy to contact our local contractors to get ideas?
To get bids, yes.
Okay.
We'd like them to come up with a plan and bring it to the board at a meeting in front of everybody.
Good idea.
Or I would like them to come up with a plan. We tried having 2 town halls, and that's as far as we got.
So Brian, my recommendation is 5 people, no more than 7, preferably with a construction background, something along those lines.
Happy. So motion to assemble a township hall task force of no more than 7 people.
Is that
That would be
yours?
me.
Yes.
Okay, so that's Wayland.
Did you put Wayland motion?
Yeah. Agreed.
I will second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Blight concerns. I know I got one major one that we need to address, and that's the one on down North Bowtel that's been a unsightly instance behind the Vic Weiss car dealership. I stopped by there, well, probably 2 weeks ago, and very sad situation there. When I first took office, had the animal control come in here. When I went to the house and took pictures around it last week, there were animals locked in a vehicle. It's very disturbing to walk around the property and see the conditions there. I know that Troy McCormick told me that the person had just had some issues with health and stuff and felt bad for him. But we need to get the higher governmental entity, like the health department, I think, involved in this one too. We still have the other one on North Bowtel Road towards the bay. halfway down on the north side. I know Brian, you and Steve Gray tried, and
The pot machine is no longer in the front.
Pot machine, but there's still all the other.
You can get rid of the wood and stuff.
I know the guy did make some progress when he had people stopping in to entice him, but those are there's the one just north of Cottage Grove on the right hand side.
Yeah.
That's a very, very long-term bad situation.
He did clean it up once.
I think he's cleaned it up. I think we have a file on him. He's probably cleaned it up 15, 20 times. I will say that there's promising developments of a possible purchase at the end of Mara Drive, which I think will take and clean up a very long-term health, safety, and welfare issue within our township. I had a citizen call me last week who told me that he was working on purchasing the property, and I had been in touch with the sheriff on that also, because there was much safety concern for a zoning administrator to even go down there. So I do feel that it's probably the worst and most unsafe place in our township, and I have a feeling that it's going to be cleaned up very soon. So I feel that's a good positive thing to let you guys know. That is a huge blight situation down there, and I know there's people defecating in buckets and stuff, and it's very, very much so a health issue. So that's what I see as top. Oh, and there's another unsightly thing south of the turkey roost that I think is getting cleaned up right now and sold. So I think that will be another thing that cleans up our M13 corridor very much so. So that's what I can say as far as I believe the blight concerns I know of.
Well, the old Toluca property is looking very blighted. Where there's a smashed truck sitting out by the road that was hit over a year ago.
Is that the floor covering one?
The old septic plant?
Then it was
Yeah.
the septic tank company,
Yeah.
the Lucas property.
Yeah.
And, there was a complaint on that property. It never did get any footprint, never had the grass cut in over a year, and the guy just keeps bringing more and more junk in. I believe it would behoove us to put together a letter and have the letter state, with spring coming, you need to contemplate how you'd like to clean up your property. Because since there's already been complaints, it's legal to send that letter. And if there's judgments on property, then the judgments are addressed in the same mannerism that, you know what, you just need to do this. I mean, 465, we went to court with them. We were dealing with the properties on Bowtel Road. So we send a courtesy letter out that is, all of us are anxiously awaiting spring. Your property has been blighted, and we would appreciate that being cleaned up versus writing a citation all of a sudden. Give them the opportunity to be able to try, because like that property that I just mentioned is still owned by a business. The DTE property, which is between the two homes, was not cut in over a year. Send that out and do what we can to clean up the 13 corridor. And Mr. McCormick did a beautiful job of cleaning up the Weiss property, how everything was, not in good condition there, and put a lot of time in getting stuff removed instead of stacked all over the place. But I think if we were to start, we could have legal approve the verbiage so we're not overstepping any bounds, and that way, within the next 60 to 90 days, people can actually come up with a battle plan and tell us how they plan to, clean up the parcel. And I'm sure there's some others that are probably complaints still sitting in the file. And if we see that there's a complaint in the file, do something about it.
Yeah, the one Weiss property is on Weston Prince's list, the one south of the Vic Weiss property. So that's one that I think that we should hop on. It's on back taxes. The guy we either can ask for help for them, or, but Weston Prince, said there is help for these people, but this is a reoccurring condition in our township, and it's, if you even walk up to the house, the window's broken, you can hear more dogs, not even just in the vehicle, in the house barking. Nobody comes to the door when you knock. It's sad, that's what it is. But to know that that condition and these temperatures is even existing in the township.
They do have power there because the light's on.
Yeah,
But heat-wise, I don't know.
I don't know, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
From the legal side, we're happy to review or be involved in whatever the board wants us to direct us to do. I have a lot of experience enforcing blight cases, and I agree. I think usually a letter is a good first step. It's much cheaper to get voluntary compliance than to go to court. But in the event that we do end up having to go to court on some of these properties, I don't know what the board's experience is with that kind of thing, but there's an informal and a formal hearing process, and given the new zoning administrator, it might be worth exploring the informal process for, I guess, a less costly code enforcement. And then if we have to go the formal hearing route, I've been in front of Judge Carpenter many times. I think it's he's open to enforce against blight, so I think it's a good route.
Would you have a couple sample letters that we could review and try to...
Absolutely, yep.
We could then tailor them more to what we...
Oh, it's a form letter. Yeah.
Yep, the letters I can send you templates that we use often, and then we can just decide if you want it to come from the township's letterhead or ours. I think coming from the law firm's letterhead
sometimes helps.
Sometimes helps, or it sends an aggressive message that might not help, so it's a case-by-case basis.
Right.
But I think, and to just piggyback on what you said, Tron, I think the correct course of action would be for us to first send it out on the township letterhead as, hey, XYZ, and then the next course of action is we tried XYZ, nothing's happened, and now it's in your ball.
Yeah, that's what I usually recommend. I think it's a good plan, especially in the winter when filing a citation is not going to get us anywhere until the spring anyway, usually. So I think that's a good plan.
If we send off the first letter from the township and 45 days we've heard nothing, then a second letter goes out.
Yep. I'll send some examples this
Thank
week
you.
so you guys have.
Hey, you know what could save you a lot of money, Charlie? ChatGPT. You wouldn't pay the lawyer to do that.
It's not always legal accurate though, so.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Yeah.
ChatGPT won't protect you in court.
GPT.
Won't protect you in court.
You can use them
It
afterwards.
doesn't always give you the right laws. If you actually talk to a lawyer about it, they
I
can
just-
say don't do
This
this.
is giving crap.
Yeah. We get letters sometimes that say insert name here, so like
Yeah.
people have used it.
Is there any other blight concerns anybody else has within this township on the board?
There are certainly some additional ones, but I think if we get
Get us a
started,
list.
yeah.
Yeah, if you approve your road, south of parish.
Well, no, I mean, if literally, just write it down for us.
I
Yeah,
will look at that.
thank you. That's the easiest way to say it, just give us the address.
So should we make a motion to pursue sending letters to
I'll make-
identified blight?
I'll make a motion that our law firm will send us a couple form letters that we can then make into our form letter to send off to folks in reference to blight or judgment.
And have our new zoning administrator endorse. Is that fair?
I think
I
he's
don't
just
know.
doing zoning review.
I don't
I
think
think we
we
can
need
just
the
send
zoning
it,
administrator
no, I
to
think we
endorse
can just send it
anything.
from the township.
We can send it from the
It's from the
township.
township to start. The
Yeah.
second one is from legal. If we
Right.
get no response, I think that's the best way.
Well, I know that's what's been, I know when Steve Gray was here, he sent out a lot of blight letters and so on and so forth. So I
I think
didn't know he
this is a
wasn't
good way
legal
to
to do
start.
so.
I think
This is a good place to
yeah,
start.
let's try something a little different because we still have the same recurrent problems. So, Charlie, form letters from the lawyer to be sent. Did you have a timeline on that or no?
Hopefully we can accomplish that within the next 2 weeks when we get together for our
Let's do
next.
30 days just in case.
If he forwards us the letters and we come to our next meeting, we can look at what was sent
Mm-hmm.
and custom tailor it so that next month when we're all together,
Yeah.
we can adopt it. That blows off 30 days. We're 1 month closer to spring.
Okay, that works.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 9, Parks and Rec liaison.
Oh, jeez.
No, this isn't you yet.
Huh?
This isn't you yet, I don't believe.
It is me.
No, you're in,
No, you're later.
Communications.
You're almost there. You're a couple away.
Oh, because, I'm on the back page. I didn't see the back page earlier. Sorry.
I don't see it. There is a board
It's all about you.
I know.
11-1.
So close.
I'm still last.
Sorry.
No, we added something after you.
Oh.
No, you're last.
Yeah, not quite.
It'll be quick.
Okay. Is this yours?
No, I put it on there because I seen Lisa's been sending,
Yes, she sent numerous
Email.
messages to you guys and nobody's responded back to her.
yes,
Right.
She's very disappointed and so am I.
thank you. We tried to,
All she wanted was communication
Just
with
let
you.
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing the Easter egg hunt.
Yep,
April 4th.
let us work as a board.
Okay.
Just give us a
Thanks.
minute to work through this.
we talked about it a month ago now. No one checked any dates, no one followed through. It's been busy, I'm not in the office. We need to get a direct line to her, so she has someone she communicates with. So I just suggest we appoint someone from the board.
Okay. I think at this point it would be best to appoint the supervisor for that.
And you're not going to call out a conflict of interest on there?
Well, they can't spend any money, so.
Okay.
I think it'd just be easier. It was easy when Lori was here and on it.
She can be back.
You're into the day-to-days. You're here, you can see the schedule. Either that or we can have her come to a meeting and talk and ask. But I think it's just easier if you handle it.
You can bring the budget forward, but they were over budget on the last one, so they need to do it more quickly.
I think if the tree wouldn't have been so big, it wouldn't need so many lights, is what I heard. I think the tree was a bit...
To me, the supervisor, Brad, the Parks and Rec liaison.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Was that the first two seconds?
Yeah, I second either one.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure I had it right.
Board of Review schedule. Dave made this schedule. I think he finished. I sent it to...
Is there a resignation to accept?
That's at the end.
Number 3. Board of Review schedule. Dave sent to me. I forwarded to my board members. And everybody at the time said it was it worked for their schedule. And just wanted to make sure that everybody had a copy of that.
Well, Dave sent it to the clerk and I. It's published in the Companion Journal starting this week. It's published for 3 weeks. It's also posted out front.
Yeah. So all the legalities of the Board of Review schedule are good. So, Hans Kloa, River Dogs.
That's me. I'm Hans Kloa. Some of you guys know me, some of you don't. So, I'm here again this year to ask for help from the board. We have a lot of stuff we would like to do at the park this year, and for one, me and Lisa talked about the Easter egg hunt. They put it on the calendar for, and Bernhardt was here, we put it on April 4th. We're doing Easter egg hunt that day. I want to talk to you about doing just our normal maintenance on the park. Waterproof waterproof staining the bleachers instead of painting them this year. Want to get the rest of the board coming back to me to fix up the rest of them. We want to outfield. We'd like to see about the board helping us do some dugouts on field 4. We'd like to see about getting those. We have John Resler, of course you guys know him. He's willing to put them up, but we'd like to see about getting dugouts put in field 4. An outfield fence also. We'd also like to see about getting some batting cages put in, some concrete put down with some metal framework, and we'll get the nets also for that. The other 2 big items I would like to see about getting is a shed out by the concession stand and also a field conditioner. The lawnmower I donated It only lasts so long because it's a piece of crap lawnmower, but it was working for the time being. We'd also like to see about splitting the cost with the board. So you guys go half in on it, we go half on it, we sign a contract that says if we leave, you either buy us out or we take it with us and we buy you guys out. It just, and we also